Dub was today, WWDC 24, we call it Dub. Apple announced a whole lot of things, which I believe we should talk about. They dove straight into Vision OS. In Vision OS, they talked about, of course, spatial delivery, SharePlay. You can now SharePlay for photos. They had a whole redesigned Photos app, can trim videos to scale. Then they had particular new gestures. Now, the two most important things that for me that I saw in Vision OS that I thought that was really important was panoramic productivity with Mac Virtual Display. You connect your Mac to your Vision Pro. So I think that was really nice, and I think that was cool. And then they did this very wonderful thing that they announced a Blackmagic camera for spatial videos and DaVinci Resolve. Like, it was taking your videos from a Blackmagic camera and actually editing it on Vision OS. Now, I am a Blackmagic fan. I use a lot of Blackmagic products in a lot of my churches in live streaming and in productions, and I didn't see this camera before. They just flashed for like a few seconds, and this evening I just noticed Blackmagic was like, hey, we are working on this particular camera, it's been in the works. And I was like, what the hell? It has 2 lenses or something, and it can actually capture spatial videos, and then you can edit the spatial videos right on your Vision Pro. That was really interesting. I think that was what was interesting for me for Vision OS. I don't think anything was so much important for me for Vision OS. I was looking at, okay, so, and then they went straight into WatchOS 11. Now they had the more customizable widgets on WatchOS 11. You could track your vitals on WatchOS 11. They had training live photos, photo faces on WatchOS 11. Cycle tracking. Now, for me, I think that was the most important thing that they actually announced in in Apple Watch. Correction, in WatchOS 11, cycle tracking for a lot of particular ladies that want to track the cycle, track when it's fertility window, track their menstrual cycle. A very much improved app on that. And you could check in from when you're working out, and then translating from your wrist. You're traveling right on your Apple Watch. You're traveling, you're in another part of town and in another part of the country, and you need to translate from your wrist. Right there, you don't need to open your app, go to the Translate app, on your phone, and then speak to it directly from your wrist. You could speak directly to the widget, and then it translates it directly for me. I think for a lot of users, that's what's going to be much important for them. Then we went to macOS. I call it macOS Sequoia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but a lot of people, you're gonna understand, you know that every year Mac and Apple, they go and search for a name. They tell, oh, we dove into this, and then we dove into that, and whatever, and then they come up with this particular beautiful name for the macOS app, for that software for that particular year. And this year we have macOS Sequoia. Now, it was from macOS that they started talking about a lot of things, and the very big important thing was Apple Intelligence. We were all so shocked about that, but I want to spend much time there before I then dive into all the other stuff that they talked about in macOS, because Apple Intelligence, we knew that Apple was definitely going to bring out their own version of artificial intelligence. We just never knew. I never expected it to be this in-depth, to be this refined. There are definitely a lot of chatbots there. There are definitely a lot of artificial engines there. There's Grok, there's ChatGPT from OpenAI, there's chatbot, there's plenty things when it comes to artificial intelligence. But the ability to use that artificial intelligence, and make it so simple was what I think Apple announced today. They had a whole section of it, but they actually dealt with it in the macOS section, and that's what I want to talk about in this particular section. Now, the ability to do a lot of things like script writing. You're writing a mail, for example, and the ability to edit that mail, for AI to edit that mail for you into different patterns. Do you want it to be much more fun? Do you want it to be much more professional? Do you want it to be much more playful? That was what Apple did in the started with Apple Intelligence. New writing tools and capabilities. You're writing, summarizing longer text, prioritizing notifications. Also in Apple Intelligence, they also added this thing called Genmoji, that it creates some sort of emoji for you, and it looks so creepy for me in a way, but part of Apple Intelligence. And then Apple Intelligence also diving into a whole new era for Siri. I was so shocked about that. Siri was finally taking an overhaul. They were uprooting Siri from the root and taking that shit out, and then giving us a whole new Siri. You could barely ask Siri for something, and Siri is gonna do it for you. Just the thing that ask Siri is for, oh, what's the weather like today? What's this? What's the time? But like the ability to do much more with Siri. What time is my flight? How long is it gonna take me to get there? What route should I take? Like a whole new thing, diving deep into Apple's own intelligence. Another thing they talked about in Apple Intelligence was the ability to also use ChatGPT AI engine, and then incorporate ChatGPT also into Siri, into your own Apple Intelligence. That was really something that was very important to me, because I know that Apple's own intelligence may not be able to answer some questions. So even if they're going to ask you permission to go into ChatGPT to see if they can do some much more work for you. And that was very important. And Apple Intelligence is built right into your phone. So because I was thinking, how are they gonna create this whole intelligent thing that needs to, of course, go to the internet, ask questions and return back? But no, this is all built into your phone. If they need to ask ChatGPT, they are gonna ask you for your permission. You know, should we ask ChatGPT this question? Helps you, as I told you, helps you draw images, explore new features for writing, for focus, for communication. I mean, this was really in depth that Apple did with Apple Intelligence, and I cannot wait. You know, combining it in not just in your mail, in your phone, in your device, to the simple things, but also combining also with Siri. And everything is never stored. Your data is never stored. They actually announced something called private cloud compute. So it's not like going to the web, as I said, and then returning back, but it's actually everything stored on your phone. If they need to go to ChatGPT for a seamless integration, they're gonna ask you, your permission for it. And then they announced another thing in macOS called continuity with iPhone. So whatever I can do on my iPhone, all I just need to do, I don't even need to connect a cable to my Mac, a seamless integration, and just click a particular stuff on my Mac and do everything I need to do, receive the same notifications I'm receiving on my iPhone. My iPhone can be in my bedroom, my iPhone can be somewhere, do the same thing I need to do on my Mac as if I'm using my iPhone, and still receive the same notifications I have on my Mac. That was very amazing, and I think that is going to help a lot of people order whatever I want to order, do whatever I want to do on my phone and on my Mac, and still keep working on my Mac, still receive my same notifications on my Mac. I think that was very something that I was looking forward to. Window tilting was something that was also very important. The ability, Windows has done this a lot of times, but tilt particular screens, instead of just having just 2 split screens, but I can have literally 3, 4 screens on my desktop. Presenter previews, when I'm presenting on Zoom, for example, or on FaceTime, when you're presenting in Zoom and you want to share a particular screen, you do not want your users to see whatever it is on your screen, but you can preview what you want to share on a particular screen before sending it to your presentation. That was very important. Replacing my background, we've seen this in Zoom a lot, but it's very gimmicky, but they found this whole new way to do it that is really clean and seamless. Then they announced the password app. We've always, for you to get your password, your saved password, you have to go into settings and then look for your password app, and then start searching for your password. But now they've overhauled that entirely, brought out a whole new password app, both on your phone and on your Mac. I think that was very important. That has already rendered a lot of password apps like LastPass, 1Password really obsolete. They overhauled messages, added a lot of things, added a lot of widgets, a lot of wiggles, a lot of announcements, messages. The very most important thing they announced in messages, I think that was actually iOS 18, but I'm kind of because a lot of these things are actually how would I say, interchangeable. They work for one device and they work for another device. Messages, you can now schedule a message to send. I remember when Jerry Rig was talking about why he was not using an iPhone, and I was like, I need to schedule a message. I want to sleep. I want to wish somebody happy birthday by 12 midnight. I can't do that. I have to wake up at 12 midnight, to call. But now I can schedule a message for 12 midnight for a particular time. I saw a tweet where somebody's like, "Ooh, I can schedule year-long birthday messages." I think that was very important. They overhauled maps, and then they added hike trailing maps, which I was looking for. I was out with my dog the other day. We were out on a short hike, and then we went to the dog beach, and I was looking for like a very quick app that I thought in our maps, you actually could see hikes. I was actually right at Prospect Park and I couldn't. So you need an app for that. But now this is built into your maps. Very, very important. Airports, they also came to airports and Siri detection with call and a nod. So if I want to accept a call, I just need to nod. If I don't want to accept a call, I say no. That was also very, very nice. macOS actually had a lot. macOS had a lot of things announced, but this is just for me the very vital, important, just surface. If you need to learn more about it, go on Apple's website. It's right there. But the very, very surface thing, a whole overhaul of the apps, a whole overhaul of macOS was something I was looking for. Then they moved to the iPad. They also had, of course, an overhaul of just added a few things we were expecting, like, oh my god, the iPad design, we're expecting something really, really important for the iPad. But then they came the iPad calculator app that we've been asking for a very, very, very long time. They didn't just do the iPad calculator app as we know it. They then added this thing in the iPad calculator app called Math Notes. Now, listen to me. Move back. You have your calculator. You could basically do what you have. We've been asking for that. That's no problem. Now, but they went one step or 10 steps further. I take my pen and I can literally type or write what I want to calculate. This equals to this. And once I write the equals, it gives me the answer. I'm doing my differentials, dy, dx, whatever, when I was suffering in further mathematics in high school, and equals to, it gives me the answer. I could literally change the variables. It's gonna give me a graph, give me a curve. Change the variables, and as I change my variables, my curve follows that. That was so important. That was really, really unique. And this is built directly into the calculator app. They call that Math Notes. I feel that Apple did a very, very good job with that. Then they moved over to iOS 18. I don't even know if this was in the order, but I think many of the things that I talked about in the other apps actually was already seamless in iOS 18, which you're waiting for. Customization was a huge thing. Customizing your icons, customizing your colors of your icons, the colors of your display, made dark mode look really, really cool, look really Androidy too. But come on, that was a very, very important. That was a very, very nice feature from iOS 18. Control center, you could now be able to arrange your control center, do it way more better, remove up items, enlarge icons, decrease icons in your control center. Then our photo apps, they had a whole redesign of our photo apps. It overhaul the photo apps for us. Mail categorization. Now we're able to categorize a mail like you had it already in Gmail anyway. You could categorize shopping, categorize finance, categorize work-related stuffs. Now this came to iOS 18. Tap to cash. Now you know that we already have tap to pay. Those of us that also use the turnstiles when we're taking the train, the subway, we tap to pay on the bus, tap to pay. Now they have tap to cash. Venmo, taking two phones together. Like I was making fun. Like, yo, you're telling somebody, hey, someone's asking for money. Hey, can you let me the $20? And you're like, oh no, I'm gonna give it to you. You're like, no, there's no need. Just tap it right now. Tapping two phones together, very, very seamless. A lot of things in today's WWDC that I think that Apple really, really stressed about, but I think the most important of them was Apple Intelligence. And I cannot wait to try it out. I cannot wait to see it. I wanted to download the beta one, but I've got to warn us. Please, it's gonna be really, really unstable for you, and I don't think that you should put your most important devices to get this product. I would advise you to use maybe a phone or an iPad or a tablet that you don't usually use, or a Mac that you don't usually use, and download this on it. Most importantly, it has support. This iOS 18 has support up to the iPhone XR and XS. So you're talking of devices all the way back. This is 7 years of support, which you gotta give kudos to Apple for. This was a very important event. Dub24 was, because we also noticed from the beginning how they were running through Dub, like literally running through. We asked, like, why are they running through? We didn't know that something was coming in Apple Intelligence. I cannot wait to try out what Apple has in Apple Intelligence, to use it in my mail, to use it in crafting my mail, crafting my documents, crafting what I need to send, crafting what I need to prepare presentations. You know, in Siri also, Siri really really been expanded and being used for what it's meant to be. I can't wait to see what they do with the home app. You know, I've been really asking for a lot of changes in the home app. I can't wait to see what they also did in the tvOS. There are new shows coming out in tvOS, and their overhaul of also tvOS. tvOS was actually overhauled in iOS 17, but I said they have some new iterations in tvOS, new shows coming out in tvOS. One of the most important things I could remember that they announced in tvOS is being able to see some information about the actress or the actors that act at a particular point. Prime Video has it already. I was surprised that we didn't have that in tvOS. You can be able to see which particular song is playing in a particular scene in tvOS now. That was very nice of them. And there are a lot of things. I don't know if I can go through everything, but in summary, I think these are the things that affect many of us all our day-to-day lives, and I cannot wait for us to try it out. I think Apple Intelligence, they say, becomes available in English in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, but I believe everything will fully be available after the iPhone launch in the fall. But I want to try this out. I want to wait until the public betas are really stable, and then before I can download it on all my devices, and then give you guys a real life look of what iPadOS, iOS, macOS, watchOS, tvOS, HomePod OS, whatever you call it. I mean, I'm even forgetting HomePod. I mean, they've announced one HomePod, and the support that's still coming to HomePod, different iterations of the same HomePod. That is what I like about Apple. I don't need to throw my devices away to still use newer functionalities, and that's one thing I love about Apple. So subscribe, like, comment on this video. Tell me what the other things that you had gotten from this video that I had missed out. I know I've missed out a lot. I just wanted to give a brief summary of this event of Dub today. Tell me what in the comment section, what I missed. Discuss in the comment section. Let's talk. What do you think was good about this? What do you think was bad about it? I see some people complaining about, oh, the colors and the customization. This is so gray. Oh, Steve Jobs is gonna be rolling in his grave and stuff. I think Apple did a good job. Elon Musk is also complaining, oh, if ChatGPT and OpenAI is involved, is embedded in OS, is you know, something about privacy, and my iPhones are not going to be allowed in any of Tesla nationwide, in any of my companies. I'm like, come on, man, you got to watch it. You need to ask. It's going to ask you permission before you grant. For you to go into ChatGPT. Relax. Let's stop hyperventilating over nonsense. But till the next video, thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's talk in the comment section. What do you think I missed? What do you think is good? What do you think is bad? What do you think Apple should work on? Are you downloading the betas? How is it going for you? Is it stable enough in beta 1? I hear that some people don't have Apple Intelligence. I hear Apple Intelligence is not yet in beta 1. We'll see when that is gonna come. So till our next video, this was a very wonderful dub, and I think in a mile Apple did a very wonderful and good job. Till our next video, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Peace.